Hi, everybody. This is May from YesFinanciallyFree.com and CanDoItBlog.com. And I wanted to welcome you to today's webinar. Let me just close some doors here. Maybe not. So it is Christmas Eve morning. It's actually 6:30 a.m. Hawaii time. And I want to thank you for joining me on this important webinar. If you are on this webinar right now, or if you happen to catch the replay in 2016, then you can actually use what I teach you today to create wealth from maybe savings from your taxes in 2017 when you file for 2016. This is for U.S. taxpayers, of course. But the strategies in here will help all kinds of people, but it's definitely focused on U.S. taxpayers. So pay attention, take notes, because if you do what I tell you in here, you will be astonished at how much money you can make rather quickly right after you file your taxes. And this is your own money I'm talking about, money that you would have paid to the IRS, instead you get to keep. So let's talk about this. And before I begin this webinar on the 7 tax strategies that create wealth and reduce debt, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is May Dodolau. I live in Honolulu, Hawaii. I've been an internet marketer for the last 6 years or so. And yesterday was my last day at my job. So I no longer work at my bank. I am now a full-time internet marketer. I'm really excited about that because it's been a dream of mine to leave that job for like years. And I learned a lot of good things at my job. I learned about money management, a lot of things that I teach on my other blog, YesFinanciallyFree.com, I learned at my job. So I'm not going to say that it was a bad job, but I just want to say that I grew out of it. And now I want to make my own money through my own means on the internet. And I also like to make money investing, and I like to spend more time with my family. And because I quit my job, and because yesterday was my last day, this next week I have completely off, and the rest of my life really, but I can spend time with my dad who's in town, and he's arriving this morning at 8 a.m. So this is 6:30 a.m. So this hangout, we're going to do this for about a half hour and then we're done. And then I'm going to be celebrating Merry Christmas with my dad and my family. So thank you for joining, and Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. So let's talk about how I got started. Like I said, I have been in internet marketing for about 6 years, and I started because I heard that you could make money while you were sleeping. Like you could set up an online business and it would just kind of run for you on the side after you figured it out how to automate it. And then you could do other things. You could travel, you could exercise, go surfing. You know, I love to read. I love to go outside, run, walk, surf. I love to be active, you know, and I love spending time with my husband. We go to movies. I like helping my mom with her science fiction writing and things that I love to do. I love playing with my son. You know, he likes to go bicycling and he likes to play at the beach, and I love doing these things. So I wanted to be able to make money doing these things so that I didn't have to go clock into a job and then, you know, photocopy or make calls or, you know, write emails all day. So that was my goal. And so I started internet marketing. I had a lot of, I jumped in and I started out teaching English as a second language, didn't make any money doing it, you know, and I was like, okay, but I did find a lot of interesting things that happened through tax strategies. So we're going to get there. But anyways, finally, I joined the business I'm in when I was pregnant with our son, Jordan, in 2013. And I found this particular business that I do, which is a blogging business. And I remember 3 months in, we were in the hospital. I was learning what to do when I had a baby, right? Because my first baby. And we brought in over $4,000 that day. And it blew my mind. I was like so excited. I had never brought in that much money in a day in my life, except maybe bringing in like a scholarship to go to college or something. So I was really excited. Couldn't sleep at night. I was like, wow, this is real. This is real. You really can make money online. Oh my gosh, you know, freaking out. So by the way, my results not typical. See full income disclaimer at workwithmay.com/income. I'm going to put that on the screen. And the reason I do this income disclaimer is because I'm in a business, and people think that if they just do what I do, they'll make tons of money. Like the internet is like some lottery machine, and it's not. You know, it's a business, so it's the same as any other business. If you start a business, you have to work it, and then you make money, right? But so just because I made a lot of money on the internet in a day doesn't mean that you will you might make more than me. Lots of people I know make more than me. You might make nothing because you might not do anything. You might do bad strategies over and over. I don't know. But if you, really work a business online and do certain things that we teach, you're highly more likely to make money than if you didn't do anything, if you know what I mean. So that's the workwithmay.com/income is an income disclaimer about my income doesn't guarantee your income. Okay, now that we got through that, let's go back to talking about my story. So then I had Jordan, and I've been working this business ever since. It's been a great journey. I love it. In fact, it's that's why I decided to quit my job and do this full time, because this is something that I love to do. Now, my goal in life is to help other people become financially free so that they can do what they love to do too. And if you happen to have a passion for learning about the internet, which if you are alive, you probably should, because the internet is such a big force of nature almost, and it's important to understand what's going on, and it's exciting, and it's something you can learn. Anyone can do it. You don't have to know how to program to learn internet marketing, and you can start making money online doing what you love to do. Maybe you love to cook and you want to teach recipes, or maybe you love to garden, or maybe you're really good at carpentry, or whatever your skills are. You can learn how to market yourself and what you can offer people, your value online, and create income for yourself. So that's my story in a nutshell. We're going to get started because it is Christmas Eve, and I want you guys to really start saving money on your taxes so that you can use that to create wealth and also reduce debt. By the way, I'm completely debt-free. I've been completely debt-free since April of this year, 2016. My husband has been completely debt-free for over a year now. He became completely debt-free, I think, last year, 2015 in October. I think that's when he became completely debt-free. It might have been a little earlier. So we've been debt-free, no debt payments, which is just a miracle in itself. I will tell you that. And it creates a lot of freedom. It creates a really good feeling. And so, like I said, first day, no job. I am now a full-time entrepreneur mom. Wow. It's like such a cool thing. Yay! Celebrate with me. Feel free to go on my blog and, send me a happy comment and say, May, you did it. You're awesome. Okay. So let's jump into the presentation. This is the first run of it. So there might be some things that I need to fix up. So you guys get the lucky first run, but do what I say and you'll see it's going to be awesome. So let's see if I can share my screen. Okay, we're going to share the screen and hopefully you can see this. Seven tax strategies to reduce debt and create wealth. Okay, so we are sharing this screen and let's go. So my name is May Dildalau. You can always check out my blog, yesfinanciallyfree.com. Let's begin. So are you ready to be wealthy? Let's talk about that. Welcome to today's presentation. Please put away your cell phone. If you haven't already, find a quiet space where you can take notes. Get your notebook and pen or other device. Expect to learn 7 tax strategies that will create wealth for you and your family. Are you ready? Are you ready for wealth? Now, it's important to ask yourself this, because if you really are ready, then you're going to take this presentation seriously and you're going to do what I just told you to do, right? And you're going to get ready, because what I'm going to teach you is really the base of wealth. And it's going to help you become wealthy so that you can do things like I did, where I quit and left my job forever, and now I'm a full-time entrepreneur. So who am I? I'm a mom, but that is my mom, sorry. On the left here, this is my mother, and that's my son Jordan right here. My husband is to the right. He's wearing the sunglasses, and I'm on the right side of the photo in the with the rain jacket, the lighter blue rain jacket on my waist. My name's May. And we're here at Alun Farm in Hawaii. We went there right before Thanksgiving, and we rode the hay rides and we celebrated fall. They had, a pumpkin patch and great things, and we had a nice family day. And we live in Honolulu, Hawaii. I worked at a bank for 8 years. My last day was yesterday. That's right. Yesterday was my last day. I'm so excited. Now I am a full-time mom and entrepreneur. Yay! So that is who I am. Who am I creating? So I now live my dream life, where I am able to choose. And it's more apparent every day because every day things change really fast in my life. Like I said, I had a job yesterday and now I have no job, right? That is a big change in my life. I've just freed up, I'd say about 9 hours of my time every day, every weekday, to do what I love to do. And I love blogging. I love sharing information online. So I choose to live in beautiful Hawaii. Isn't it gorgeous? That is actually a picture of Waikiki Beach from a balcony when we were in a hotel on the Strip. I choose to love my husband, Jamal. He is a wonderful man. I love him and I love to spend time with him. I choose to play with my son, Jordan. He is the best. And every evening I play with him. And now I can play with him in the morning too. And in the afternoon, he takes naps, so maybe I'll nap with him as well. I choose to work online and teach others how to become financially free part-time from home. So I've been doing this business part-time. I had a full-time job, like I said. I worked 8 hours a day, and I had my husband, and we spend time together. We go on date nights every week. I play and hang out with my son every night after work. So I've been doing this business very part-time. I would say like less than an hour a day in the morning before work, and maybe a little more on the weekends, like on Saturday mornings. I might be able to get in maybe another hour. So I'm really part-time. And I choose that because I want to spend my life doing things that I love. And it wasn't being in an office, and it wasn't photocopying, and doing things like that. It was about, exercising, enjoying outdoors, surfing, enjoying time with my family. I love my family. And that is what I am creating in my life. Now, what was I before? Who was I before? This is a picture of me from before. Sorry, it was kind of small, so it's not exactly high resolution. But I used to have, short hair. I used to be in a different place. Not that short hair is bad, but I was just different. In 2009, my life was very different. I started overspending, which led to credit card debt. Okay, so then I did a loan consolidation. I don't know if you know what those are, but when you overspend and you get into a lot of debt, you can get a loan from a bank where they pay off all of your credit cards, and then you just have one loan you pay, which usually has less interest. So I did that, and I felt better for a time. But then I started spending on my credit card again. Then I got really fed up because now I had a loan and credit card debt. So instead of just having credit card debt, I had both. So that was I just felt really disappointed in myself. So I got fed up. I took my credit cards out of my wallet. I hid them away in a drawer so that I wouldn't be able to use them anymore. At the time I was single. I was worried that I would never get married and never have kids, because one of the reasons I was worried was because I was so bad with money, right? Who would want to marry someone who was really bad with money and had all these money issues? And, it's not easy to deal with them myself, but to have like my husband have to deal with that too would be crazy. So it was just a hard time for me. And I had a lot of stress. I remember that time, a lot of stress in my life. So what I did, I decided to make a change. So I started learning how to reduce debt and create wealth at the same time. Okay, so I learned this from mentors who taught me that you should always pay yourself first and start saving, even if you have debt, right? And I agreed with this at the time because I did notice that if I just kept using my money to pay off debt, I was just always in debt, right? So if I started saving money and paying off debt, at least I was building up my wealth and paying down debt at the same time, right? So now, like I told you earlier, I have zero debt. That's right, zero debt. And all of us in my family have passive income. All of us, including our 3-year-old son, Jordan, has passive income. Okay, we all have passive income. I am now a mompreneur. I get to work from home. I get to increase our investments, make more money. I actually have a webinar where I teach others how to do that now too. How did we do it? So let's talk about you for a second. Let's talk about your story. Now it's time to talk about you. Why are you here? Why are you here at this webinar? Why are you watching this right now? If you could choose to live your life the way you want, where would you choose to live? Maybe you wouldn't choose to live in Hawaii. This is a view of Ala Moana Beach Park. I took it when we were riding bicycles around the park with my son. Where would you choose to live? Would you choose to live in Hawaii, or would you choose to live in the mountains, or would you choose to live in a valley or by the ocean in a different country? Or where would you choose to live? Who would you choose to spend time with? I know a lot of people who work all the time and they go in the office even when they're on vacation, and they work in the office late hours. So they're spending time with their clients in their office and their computer, but they're not spending time with maybe their husband or their wife or their children or their relatives or their friends. Who do you choose to spend time with? And what would you do? What would you do with your free time? You see, this is a moment where you can start dreaming, okay? And I don't know where you are in your life. Maybe you're at a time when you haven't been dreaming in a long time because you're just making ends meet and you don't know how to get to a point where you can finally, have time for yourself. Maybe that's you. I used to be like that. I used to be a workaholic. So back in my 20s, I was a total workaholic. Ever since my 20s, when I was, like I said, a workaholic, my late 20s, I guess, is when I started being a total workaholic. I gradually have been freeing up my time and getting rid of one job and then another job and then another job. And then finally this last job I got rid of, and that's the last one because now I do what I love to do. And what would you do with your time? What would you do? I mean, this is the time for you to start dreaming and understanding what is possible in your life, because it's true that whatever you want is possible. I'm a living example of that. And I know other people. There's a lot of people I know who are living examples of this, who have decided to change their life and they're living their dream life. They're not living a life where they're enchained in some kind of a job where they hate. They're actually doing what they love to do. And they're never going to retire because they love what they do. So their life is now their dream. So what about you? What is your dream? So the 7 tax strategies. In this presentation, we're going to go over 7 tax strategies, okay? You're going to learn 7 tax strategies. They're going to help you reduce debt. You're going to learn how to create wealth with that. And they're easy action steps that you can follow. And at the very end, I have a free gift to you. So I want you to watch to the end and take good notes. Like I said, this presentation is not going to last longer than maybe 40 minutes because I have to pick up my dad at the airport who's arriving from Taiwan to visit for the holidays. I'm very excited. So this presentation is important. I want you to watch to the end, take good notes, and let's just begin, right? So tax strategy number 1. I started a business that we love. Now, in this picture, which is cutting off some of my words, which is kind of funny. Like I said, I got to fix this up a little bit. But this man, he's the creator of a company that I am an affiliate for, that I absolutely love this company. And he is a multimillionaire. He makes a lot of money, a lot more money than I could ever conceive when I first started this business. He makes what I make in a month. What I make in a year at my job, he makes in a month. And what Jamal makes in a year in his job, if you combine both our salaries, he makes that in a month. If that makes any sense, it can blow your mind. And he's really tall, as you can see. Anyway, this is our son when he was just a little guy. Like I said, I started this business when I was pregnant, so we brought him along. So here we go. So my goal when I started my business, like I said, was I wanted to make money when I slept. So I wanted an online business. So in year 1, I started an online business. Okay. The costs were about $1,300. And that included I signed up for a coaching course to teach me how to do business online, how to make money online. It cost $1,000. That was back in 2009. And then I created a business, I think it was in 2008 even, but I have to check. I created my business LLC paperwork with the IRS. So I filed the paperwork to become a limited liability corporation, which was all on the advice of the business coach from the business coach, the coaching course. I registered with the DCCA, which is a local tax agency in Hawaii. Not a tax agency, but kind of like a business monitoring agency, Department of Consumer Affairs or something like that. And I registered with the local tax office. I got all my paperwork. I got all of my, tax ID numbers done. I opened bank accounts in the name of my business so that I could transact on my business. And the good thing was I had very low overhead because monthly I just had to pay for my internet costs and make sure I had a computer. And later on, I bought a camcorder. phones weren't as savvy back then, so I actually had a camcorder to make videos. And that year, the following year, like I opened that business, I think I created it in October, late October. And the next year I hired an accountant, and I got a tax refund of about $3,000. So I spent like $1,300, but then I got back $3,000 for my taxes. So I more than paid for my business, and I had extra. How did I do that? So tax strategy number one was I started a business that we love. Tax strategy, and this is just the same thing again. Tax strategy number two, I hired a business coach. Like I said, I went into that course, paid $1,000, and I had a business coach in that course. And ever since then, I've always had, when I actually made progress in my business was when I actually had a business coach. So I highly recommend you have a business coach, especially if you don't know anything about business. The first member of your business team can be a coach or a support team. Right now, I have a support team, and in it we have like a leader, and I have a mastermind group. So I have a support team for my business, which makes a very big difference in being able to operate a business, because you have someone who can give you advice. You have a team of people who have been there, done that too, and then you can help each other succeed. So I highly recommend you do this. Okay. The coach helped me get my business legal. They helped me to open a business bank account. They showed me how to start a blog, get advertisers to be consistent. They taught me how to measure traffic, how to look at Alexa rankings. This is for an internet business. Okay. So depending on what business you do, it's completely different, but I learned drop shipping courses. I learned Facebook marketing, traffic strategies, landing page construction, email marketing. I learned this all from business coaches. So, for me to do an internet business where I really didn't know how to run an internet business, I really needed a business coach. So all the money I spent on my business coach was well worth it. So that is tax strategy number two, is hire a business coach. Tax strategy number three is keep your receipts. So that's me holding up receipts. Definitely keep them all. And everything you spend your money on, okay, put it in an envelope. You might want to categorize it into different envelopes with categories, like this is what I spent for office supplies. This is what I spent on my computer. Depending on what business you have, I have an internet business, so I keep receipts of, my server, my internet bills, I keep receipts on if I buy a computer or I fix a computer, if I have to upgrade a smartphone, my different costs. Okay. So you need to keep your receipts. Every time you spend money, put it away. When in doubt, keep it. That's all I have to say. Tax strategy number four is categorize those business expenses. Now, this is the part where people don't understand, and this is the part where you can make back money from your taxes. Now, a lot of people who do a job like I used to do, like a salary job where you work and you get paid, if you actually start your own home-based business and do it part-time like I did for an hour a day, can save you a lot of money in your taxes, because you can write off things that you can't normally write off, such as a home office. Okay. So say you're paying rent, or say you're paying a mortgage, or just say that you have expenses, you have to upkeep your house, you have to fix your roof, whatever. That is your home, right? In general, you cannot write off your home. All right. I know you can write off mortgage interest, but in general, you cannot write off, the expenses that you put into upkeeping your own house. However, if you have your own home-based business, then you can set aside a little space in your house, a room in your house, an area where you do your business. Like I have this particular area in my house where I set up my office. I have this little office desk with my computer and everything. That is your home office. So say it's like 25% of the living space in your home. It might be more. If you have a lot of supplies and you keep them in your garage or wherever, then you might have even more space dedicated to your business. Say it's 25%. You can take 25% of your rent, or mortgage cost, 25% of the utilities you pay to upkeep your home, 25% of your internet, phone, 25% of anything you do at home to upkeep it. You can take those costs and you can now write them off. What does writing them off mean? As a business expense, it means you write down how much you're spending, and you can put that in your taxes as a business expense. Okay. You can also expense business meals and entertainment, 50% in the US taxes. 50% of your business meals and entertainment are able to be written down as business expenses. Your travel, when you do business trips, like I'm going to take a trip in January to Atlanta, Georgia, where I'm going to mastermind with other internet marketers. And that whole trip, all my meals, the travel, the hotel, everything I do there and spend money on, that is all tax deductible. And supplies, right? Like I said, if you need pens and you need to buy an iPad, or if you need anything for your business cards, right? Those are all things that you can write off. So you need to take all of your expenses and then categorize them. This is home office expenses, this is travel, business travel expenses, supplies, things like that. So that's tax strategy number 4. Tax strategy number 5 is hire an accountant. Now, the first year that I started a business, I realized I needed an accountant's help. Okay, because now I had a limited liability corporation. I had no idea how to file anymore, so I hired a professional. Professionals will keep your taxes accurate. They'll keep them legal. So when I started my business, like I said, I hired an accountant. My business LLC tax strategies require a professional. I think so. So the second member of your business team should be an accountant. And the accountant's going to help you also do those, how to write off your, home office expenses. They'll help you figure that out for you. They'll help you figure out how to categorize your business expenses so that you can get it to them so that they can file your taxes accurately. So you need an accountant. Accountants do cost money, but what I pay my accountant is definitely worth the amount of money that I save if I had to do it myself. Plus, I want to have it done right. The IRS, they are not forgiving if you don't do your taxes right. So you don't want to mess with the IRS. You want to get it done right. So hire an accountant, second member of your business team. Tax strategy number 6 is adjust your tax withholdings. Withholding your taxes and getting a refund every year is giving the IRS an interest-free loan. What does that mean? So, I know a lot of people, they withhold extra because they want to make sure they pay all their taxes, and they want a big refund. It's like a nice time when they get like their own little mini bonus. But why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you give money to the IRS and have to wait for them to give it back to you in April of the next year? Why don't you just keep it for yourself? Why give it to them? So advice number 1 is adjust your withholding so that you come out with no refund. That's what me and my husband were doing prior years. We adjusted it so it was like exact. So that means you got paid more the whole year when you used to invest in yourself. So what that happened, since we made it exact, we had more money in our paychecks, and that money we used to save and invest, right? And that money makes us dividends, okay? Now, advice number 2 is adjust your holdings so you owe money to the IRS instead of making it exact, and then keep it in a tax account and earn interest on the money. Why pay the IRS in advance at all? Keep it aside in your own savings account, or you can even, if you're saving all year long, you can do short-term CDs, something that's obviously liquid, but you can make interest on that money. Instead of the IRS making interest on the money, you can make interest. And then when your tax bill is due, you can pay it from that tax account. Why give up control of your money? Why not take control of it? Have money be on your terms. Tax strategy number 7, make decisions according to income, not tax savings. This is the last tax strategy. It's extremely important. People do not do this. Like, this is not common knowledge, okay? I had someone very wealthy tell me this, and I just realized I didn't do it until when he told me, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Do you ever hear people give the advice, max out your 401k, IRA contributions, and lower your tax bill? That's very common advice. I heard it at the bank all the time when I was at the bank, right? I had a 401k. And my question to you is, why would you want to lock up your money until you are 65 just to avoid taxes this year and pay them later? Why would you do that? That's what happens when you put money in a 401k. It's basically saying, you need to put it away so you'll never touch it because we don't trust you. We want you to be able to take care of yourself, and we know you're going to splurge and spend all the money you got. So put it in a 401k, so if you take it out, you're going to get penalized, right? and leave it there till you're 65. And when you're 65, take it out and then pay taxes on it, right? So why would, to me, it's like when more and more I thought about it, especially in this day and age, when you put money in a 401k, it's not necessarily going to grow. You know, my 401k, I actually analyzed it recently just to see how it was doing. The first year it went up like 30%. It was like phenomenal. I started my 401k in the middle of the housing crisis. So the market was on a low, I think. So it just, you know, the next year it went up. So it went up like my stocks went up 30%. The next year it went down 50%. 30%, 50%. It goes up 30%. Next year drops 50%. That's crazy, right? The next year it went up like another 5%. The next year it went up 30% again. And then it's like a roller coaster. My 401k is literally a crazy roller coaster. Okay. That's literally what I checked. Okay. What kind of investing is that? Okay. Everybody knows if you have high volatility investing, well, not everybody, but I will tell you, high volatility investing is very bad for your return. And that's what 401ks have been like. If you haven't checked, go check your own 401k and see for yourself. Okay. So I realized that 401ks were not what I wanted to do anymore. It's just not, you know, I also realized that we want to invest to make a profit and to make income. You do not invest only to save on taxes, if that makes sense. People in their brains like, oh, I want to do this to save taxes. You're not doing things to save taxes. You're doing things to make a profit. When I started my internet business, I didn't start it to save taxes, okay? I started it to make a profit. Now, when I started getting tax savings back, I was very excited about that. But that's not why I started my business, if that makes sense to you. I have a business because I want to make money, right? Does that make sense? Same thing with your retirement. You wanna make money so you can retire. Hopefully you can retire like me when you're old. That's when I stopped working at the bank. And now I'm doing what I love for the rest of my life. So I guess that's kind of like retiring from my job and doing what I love. But I want you to really think about that. Let's do another example. Everyone says, you know, buy a house, the mortgage interest is tax deductible. Now let's give you an example of that. You know, if you got a $165,000 30-year mortgage at 4.5%, you would be paying $135,971.07 interest to the bank. Okay. Yeah, sure. You can write off that $35,971. But why would you want to even pay $135,000 extra on top of your purchase price of $165,000? Why would you pay that interest? Why would you want to pay it at all? Who cares if you can write it off on your taxes? You're paying so much extra money in interest. It's just ridiculous, right? And this is a little chart that shows you, let's say you started your mortgage today. So your first payment would be in January of 2017. The first payment you make, your principal would be $217 and your interest would be $618. Woohoo, I could write off the interest. So what? I mean, that's a horrible proposition. I mean, and I've heard a lot of investors say that you should not pay a mortgage unless someone else is paying it. Like if you buy a rental property and someone else is paying the mortgage, then it makes sense. But if you're paying a mortgage, it doesn't make any sense. And if you look at the numbers, it never made sense. And I remember at the bank, I would ask people, we were in mortgage trainings, and they're very straight up about it. They're like, this is the interest you'll pay. And I'm talking to the guy next to me, like, how does this make any sense? And the guy's like, yeah, that's crazy. But look, he's trying to get a mortgage. I don't understand it. So anyway, here's the summary of the 7 tax strategies. Get a business coach. Oh, actually the first one, I put it out of order, but that's okay. Get a business coach, start a business. You could start a business before you get a business coach. Either way, keep your receipts, categorize your expenses, hire a great accountant, adjust your tax withholdings, and make decisions according to income, not tax savings. Write those down, guys. Especially number 7. I think that one's really hard for people. People are so brainwashed. I mean, some of you are like, no, buying a house is so important. You probably think I'm crazy, but look at the numbers yourself. I mean, I've been struggling with that because I worked at a bank. You know, we sell mortgages. That's one of the things we sell. And I was like, maybe I should buy my own house. You know, I thought about it for a long time, and I looked and it just didn't make any financial sense. None. So instead I invested and we make passive income, which feels a lot better to me. But this is me with my son, Jordan. Isn't he so cute? Oh, I love that guy. So what to do next? So maybe you want to do all of this, and you know you won't, not by yourself. That's why you should get a business coach. But anyway, maybe you like what I'm teaching, but you don't want to go through the trouble of finding a coach to get you started. Maybe you want personal attention and coaching to get out of debt and creating wealth. Maybe you do have an advisor, but they just spout the same old advice. Save until you're 65. Then you can retire, spend all of your money, hope you don't go broke, and get broke before you die. Yikes. You know, crazy stuff. These advisors, not every financial advisor does that, but some are just, oh, it's crazy. I know. So back to our story. I've been using these tax strategies for the last 6 years. They have consistently made me and my family, now after I got married, thousands every year. Okay. I used that money that I made back to invest. Okay. I used it to pay down debt and I did both. Right. Some of the money I would invest, some of the money I would pay down debt. That's what I did with the money that I saved from my taxes. It made a huge difference, huge difference. I taught these and other strategies to my husband when we got married in 2012. And today we are completely debt free and we have passive income. I have left my bank job. My last day was yesterday. Woohoo! I'm working from home. I'm a mommy. I'm helping my mother market her books. I travel on longer vacations. I already booked a longer vacation. We already booked it, and I booked it before while I was still working my last month at my job, because I didn't have to take off. I didn't have to ask for vacation anymore because I didn't have a job when I was going to go. So I just booked it, bought it, done with that. Don't have to ask permission to go on vacation anymore. Gosh, it's such a great thing, man. Such a great thing to not have to ask for permission to go on vacation with my family. So I'm excited. Enjoying my time for reading. Now it's your turn. So how do you start your first business? If you already have a business that you love, then just do what I just taught you, okay? You can just take those 7 wealth strategies and apply them to your business, okay? So I have a story to share with you. It's from the movie The Accountant. I don't know if you saw that movie. It came out a couple months ago, and it's about this guy who's a really badass accountant. He's a fighter. He's like real badass accountant. He accounts for like black market people, criminals. But in the story, there's this scene where he's helping this couple who own a farm with their taxes. And they're really kind of nervous because they have a huge tax bill that they can't afford, right? So they're like, what are we going to do? We have to get a loan. So he asked the wife, he asked them there's a couple in front of him. He asked her, that necklace you're wearing, did you make it yourself? And she's like, yes, I made it myself. And he's like, okay, did you ever sell any? And she's like, yeah, a few at my church, to women at church. And he's like, okay, so do you make these at home? And she's like, yes. So how much of your home would you say used to make this necklace? And he's like, I don't know, 20%. And he's like, no, higher, 30, 40, 50%. The guy's like helping them figure. It's kind of a funny scene, but basically he's helping her use her necklace making hobby, but she's also selling them. So in essence, she does have a little business, a little side business. She's having her write off her business expenses. She buys her supplies for her necklaces. They go in her pickup truck to buy it. So he calls the pickup truck their company vehicle, things like that. But basically he starts writing off her business expenses. So that's a really good scene in the movie to understand kind of how you can write off it's kind of a funny scene because it's a little exaggerated, but really that's how you do it. You figure out how much did you spend buying the materials for your necklaces? How much did you spend on driving your car, the gas to get to the store, to pick up the materials for your necklace? Part of your car registration, your maintenance for your car, that goes toward your business because you need the car to pick up the necklace, right? So there's a lot of things that you can write off, right? So it's a scene in the movie The Accountant. It's a funny scene, and he basically helps them with their taxes by writing off that wife's home-based necklace making business. Okay, so it doesn't matter what kind of business you have. It just matters to me. What matters most is that you love it. You need to love what you do, and the point of that little business that you're going to do is to make money. Okay, so create a business that you love that will help you make money. And luckily, there's so many ways to do business these days. If you liked making necklaces like that lady, you could make necklaces and sell necklaces. I know a lady who retired from the bank who she makes wedding cakes, right? Whatever you do, A lot of people at the bank actually have side businesses. Kind of interesting. There's another lady who teaches piano on the side who might be teaching my son soon. But so whatever your passion is, you can start doing a business from home and do the 7 tax strategies that I recommended already. If you don't have a business, then I recommend you start one. That was like me back in 2009. I didn't have a business and I didn't really know how to start one, but I knew I wanted to be online. Figure out what you do and create a business around that. It could be jewelry making, cake baking, catering, web design, blog author, coaching, whatever it is that you want to do. Okay. If you want to start an online business like I did back in 2008, then one that I would recommend is the Total Shortcut System. Okay. The Total Shortcut System is a system that I use, and with it you have, I would actually be your team leader, which would be great for you because I am financially free, so I walk the talk, if you know what I mean. So I would definitely, if you don't have any idea what you want to do and you want to get online, this is what you're going to do, okay? I would be your team leader, and you would get a whole team of successful entrepreneurs and business leaders to be your coach. And our team is actually called 8-Figure Mastermind because the leader of that team, his name is Lawrence. He's already made 7 figures, so we're doing 8 figures now, right? So watch the free presentation. It's about an hour long. Then you can get started. I think there's a trial starting for $7. It ends up being about $197 a month, which is what I pay for my Total Shortcut System. And that includes everything you need to be an internet marketer, and your website, hosting, your email, autoresponder, webinars, social media, marketing things, all kinds. Just, you will find out when you see it, but it's just, I'm a part of the system. It is a great deal. In my opinion, this is the best indication on how to make money on the internet. Once you get started, I will receive your information and I'll call or email you to set up our first coaching call. Sorry about that typo. So you can just go to candoitblog.com to get started. When you go to candoitblog.com, there's this guy with curly hair. That's actually that guy Dave I showed you on that slide above before. He's pointing and he's saying, enter your email or get access to find out how this multi-million-dollar system. And so just put your email in and watch the video. That's how you get started. And then after that, it's really easy to sign up and get started. That's the Total Shortcut System. If you do not have a business already, like I said, do something you love. So if you already have something, this is not what necessary for you. But if you don't have anything and you want to get an internet business, which I highly recommend because the internet, like I said, is the place to be. Everything is going internet. I think it's important to understand the internet. That's why I started learning this back in 2008, 9, and why now I'm leaving my job to just do internet marketing, because I think it's like the wave of the future. My bank might not really be there later because people are banking online too. There's a lot going on. So if you don't have a preference, then I highly recommend doing the Total Shortcut System and getting an online business. It's as easy as that, actually. If you go there and you could get started in an hour. If you want to skip the video, just go get started. You can get started under an hour, and then you'll have already created your first business, which you can find an accountant, like I said, and you can start filing your taxes for 2016 with your new business. And you're going to see radical things happening in your life. How you can make yourself wealthy. And so maybe you're watching this presentation and you just want to pay off all your debts and become wealthy and financially free too. Maybe my story really hit you and wondering, can I do what May did for her family? Yes, you definitely can. You can do it for yourself the free way. In fact, I have a free blog post. This is my free gift to you today. It's called 11 Strategies, Wealth Strategies I Used to Become Completely Debt Free. And it's at workwithmay.com/11 Wealth Strategies. So you can go to that link. It's a free blog post link. Just go there. There's no cost to that. And it has the 11 wealth strategies that I use to become completely debt free. And now that I'm also not working my job, so it's a very exciting time in my life. So those wealth strategies work, okay? You just have to do them. So if you're like a do-it-yourselfer, like kind of like me, I didn't actually needed help, but if you're a do-it-yourselfer, go there and do that. Do what I wrote there, and you will become wealthy. It's just what I did, and it's just things that, it's not like I created those wealth strategies. There's something that I learned from many different wealthy people. You can always visit my blog, yesfinanciallyfree.com, subscribe to my email list. And you also get a free ebook on how to create financial freedom if you're a parent and you're very busy. And maybe you're someone saying, I want the support, I'm ready for freedom. If you're someone who wants support, you're not a DIY, you don't want to do it yourself, you want support to become financially free and you want me to coach you on how to do it, then there are options. I actually just opened a beta financial freedom course that I have paying students, and it's $997 to join it. It's a group 40-minute webinar every week, which is also recorded and accessible for replay. And we meet once a week for 1 year, okay, for 1 year. It's a practical and easy to follow. I give practical, easy to follow homework that reduces debt and creates passive income at the same time, okay? There is a 1-month risk-free full money-back guarantee, all right? Now, you might be saying, oh my gosh, I'm already in debt. How could I spend another $997? Well, I do have payment plans, okay? So if you want to pay monthly, it would be $124.75 a month for a total cost of $1,497. Or you could pay quarterly, which is $324 every 3 months, and that would be a total cost of $1,297. So there are payment plans available for the beta class. And if you need support, then I would highly recommend you join the beta class. It's a great support network. You'll have other students working on the same goals, and you get to have access to me for 40 minutes a week. I give lessons and I teach you how to reduce debt and create passive income at the same time, doing what I do. And it's very effective. So if you're interested in it, you have to send, I don't have a capture page for it right now. Like I said, it's a beta class. Beta means the first time I've ever taught it. I just started teaching. I've had 3 lessons with my new group so far. You can join in. And you would have to send me your name, your best email address, your contact info, like your phone number, Skype. If you're not in the United States and you have a Skype or a Line ID, send me that so I can contact you. And let me know that you want to sign up for the beta class. That's through my contact form. So go to yesfinanciallyfree.com/contact. There's a contact form. So you would fill it out and give me that information. Tell me you want to join the beta class. And then I can talk to you more about it, make sure you're qualified, and then send you the invoice so you can pay for it. So that's what you would do to get like support from me. Now, maybe you want the best support. You know, you're like, no, I don't want to be a part of a group class. I want to have one-on-one attention with you, May. You know, I want you to coach me privately, myself, just me. You know, if you want a personalized class, that's going to be a lot more expensive. Okay, just telling you. And I'm not going to take many personalized students because I do value my time freedom. But a personalized one-on-one coaching is $9,997. It would last a whole year just like the other course. It is private weekly 40-minute session, but it would only be with you. And it would be recorded as well for you to play back anytime. There's going to be personalized homework design for you, particularly for your unique circumstances. And there are payment plans available maybe on a case-by-case basis, so you'd have to talk to me about it. And the contact form is the same, yesfinanciallyfree.com/contact. And then you would say that I'm interested in your beta one-on-one coaching, okay? And that's because you want one-on-one attention. You want me to coach you, only you, okay? So that's if you wanted that much support. Okay, so you can be financially free. The power is within you. You are on this presentation for a reason, and you got that key to the next door. You just need to open your own journey. I don't know exactly what I was saying in that sentence, but basically that's what I'm saying. If you're on this presentation, you have what it takes to become financially free. A lot of people are not on this presentation because they're not even thinking about it. Maybe they don't think it's possible. Maybe they don't even want to be financially free. Maybe they couldn't even imagine what they would do with their free time, right? But if you're on here, you know what you want. You know you want to be free. So you're here for a reason. There are a lot of things you can do with this presentation. I gave you a free gift, my free blog post that has all 11 strategies you can use by yourself to do it, and you can do it. Those strategies work. You could join the beta webinar. You could have one-on-one coaching. You could create your own business, and I would be your business coach through candoitblog.com. So there's a lot of strategies here. This webinar is full of things, and if you follow any of them, it will make you wealthier. So I'd like to thank you for being here. Contact me through yesfinanciallyfree.com if you have any questions, feedback, or want to give a positive testimonial. Really appreciate it. Aloha and Merry Christmas, everyone. And I'm going to stop sharing now and just say Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you for being on this webinar this morning. Have a wonderful day and good luck with you and your goals for financial freedom. See you again next week for another great presentation. Aloha and bye-bye.